What's going on, everyone? We have got some fun things to talk about. Bear with us as my region of the world is getting ready for a potential hurricane here. So be thinking of us in this area. Hopefully we're in a little tucked away spot where we're not going to see too much, but it's definitely coming. But I could not go without showing you guys what awesome updates we have made. We're gonna just take a little second here and make sure if either we got some more people coming in, and hopefully I'm gonna double check my internet because, like I said, we've got a hurricane coming on our way. Let's see, how y'all doing today? I'm gonna open up the chat too, so no matter where you see this, I should be able to see what you got going on. If you have questions, just ask, and I'll do my best to help you. Let's make sure we can see what's going on here before I get crack-a-lacking. Let's just make sure that we're all good. Cool. So we're gonna get right into it. I see that we are okay. If for whatever reason I cut out, you can't hear me or something of that nature, just let me know and I'll make an adjustment on my side. So big news. We listen to our customers and those who want to be customers, and we think that we have a very solid pulse on what people want to do with automation and AI and how they want to use it. And so we're bringing back something that I think just really set us apart from the jump with a cap. I know like the term right now is no cap, but this is going to have a cap. We're bringing back the instantly integrated OpenAI connection for one thing, for all accounts. Again, this will be restricted to only GPT 3.5 Turbo 4K. And I say only, this is like the most advanced AI out there for the most part, aside from GPT-4. But this is going to be included upon connection. I think this is a big deal. My bet is that the technology is going to continue to get better over time, faster and cheaper. And so I think eventually, and a year, 2 years from now, it'll be a no-brainer for a lot of other SaaS companies out there and just software companies to just include it, especially those on a subscription basis. They're going to eat that cost because it's going to be less and less. And eventually we'll have our own, LLMs and, our own AI that can be run locally without much cost at all. You can run it on an iPhone here shortly enough, I think. So I think we're just going to be ahead of the game there, and you'll benefit from that decision that we're making to include that access. So that's big news. Along with that, I've had many conversations over the past several weeks with some of our power users and some other folks that are big out there that are looking at making a shift to the best AI and automation tool on the planet, which they should. But again, sometimes when you've got a lot of accounts, to move over to a new system is not as easy as you'd like it to be. But what we've done is we've ensured that upon connection for every new account, you automatically, like by default, have the most powerful chatbot that there is in this whole market, this whole industry. Why? Because out of the gate, out of the box, out of the moment you connect, it's going to start working. Essentially, you just really need to focus on, at the most basic and immediate level, prompt engineering, real prompt engineering, which is not just asking questions to ChatGPT, as we know. You're going to explain what you want done in one text box. That's how easy we've made it. One text box, and plop your information right there, and out of the gate, you've got something awesome. We originally launched with 3 flows that were defaulted to every single account, but now we've got 5 new flows, and these are very powerful. And we also included the newest, in my favorite feature in the entire platform, ChatGPT triggers. Okay, this is a huge deal. Kelly, the bot queen, she did a video on this recently. 6-year veteran in the game, OG. And I'll tell you, when I've probably watched that video 50 times, but she nailed it. And if you've been in the game, which there's many people that are just getting into this space, which is great. But for those that I know well that have been in the game 5+, 6 years, 7 years, more than that, they will totally just get it. What's going on, Alvin? They'll just totally get it because it's the thing that we wish could have happened, rather than deal with all of the barriers we've had to deal with to achieve a result with a chatbot. That's really the facts. We wish it would have been easier. And a lot of the folks I know have actually been hesitant to adopt large language models with their chatbots because, you know, it's just the most likely word that comes next, right? And so this was one thing that they couldn't get through their heads. And then because they knew so much, you know, maybe something about dialogue flow, for example, you know, OpenAI comes along and makes everything just so much easier and so much better. That's the real truth. It's just better now. It's better than dialogue flow. Google is just getting spanked, in my opinion. And so they don't want to admit that. I get it. I used to be on the camp of there's a time and a place, but man, we've made this so easy. You don't even need dialogue flow anymore, guys. This is like almost sad to say. It's inferior. We've got a lot of fun integrations with new language models coming up soon enough, and this is going to be such a powerful way to have communication with your customers and your internal teams. That's down the road, but for now, rest assured that you're going to have the only chatbots that, upon connection, you're immediately working with the most advanced AI possible. You've got things built in for you that you don't have to waste time on learning and figuring out necessarily. Again, like 70% of the folks out here are producing an excellent prompt, and that's game over, moneymaker. Like, they're getting the deals. We've got people out here with 20+ paid accounts on their side, which is so cool to see because they're killing it. And I want everyone to kill it. This is designed for you to know what your price is and understand what you can charge. Understand that there's so much value that can be delivered based on what you want to provide. It's up to you to scale however you want, from $149 fee, like I was talking with someone yesterday, to the big money deals. And this is totally your prerogative. You can achieve both customers very easily. What I recommend, I appreciate the love, man. What I recommend, though, is really to understand what it is that you kind of want to be known for offering. You know, what I don't want to say niche necessarily, but what results do you want to consistently be known for? That would be kind of where I would position, like, where do you start? All right, so we're just going to get right into it. I'm just so excited. I'm going to start sharing my screen here. Here we go. And if you guys have any problem seeing anything, just let me know. If it's too loud, whatever, let me know. We'll fix it. All right, so let's make sure you can see well. This should be it. All right, cool. So you're going to log in to your account, right? I just dropped the videos on how to connect your phone channel and your text messaging channel. This is both. It's so easy. It takes less than a minute, but there's a 2-minute video on YouTube for each of these channels. And I already made a little demo Facebook called AI Guide just for this demo. So I've connected to 3 channels, and remember, by default, every account automatically has the best web chat in the game. But in this case, I've got the messenger channel, text messaging, voice, and web chat. I just connected this account, so it's brand new. And so what I'm going to do here is show you the new flows that are included. They're going to be for you current subscribers, don't you dare think I left you out of the fun. You have every single thing that a new account will have in the templates section right here. It's called Starter Kit. So this is the Starter Kit. You've got your welcome message. We've got a flow to allow the user to provide the time, or to allow the bot to provide the current time or anything that you can think of related to the current time. For example, this can be manipulated very easily to understand with this OpenAI action here. We can include the current time of our operating hours. And based on the formatted time here in this custom field from this platform specific action called format date, we can understand the current day and time the customer is asking something to your chatbot or calling on your phone and speaking to your chatbot there. Understand the current time that they're calling, and if they ask, are you open right now? If it's 10 minutes till close, literally the chatbot can run it and say that, like however you've prompted in this case, the answer. And again, this is your OpenAI action. This is the advanced view of how to prompt, but you've got you're going to be defaulted to the generate text. It's basic, and just one text box, super easy. In this case, I know that this is going to be done. It's going to be triggered from a ChatGPT trigger. So I've got the trigger activated, looking for someone asking about the time. Boom. You could easily just add right here, you're a helpful assistant to whatever your business is. The current time is, you wouldn't change this, but here you just go crazy. You add whatever is going to pertain and make the most sense for your brand. That is the purpose of the templates. I can say one thing that, in general, it just grinds my gears a little bit is when people don't adjust a template that is provided. Now, what you should do is look at this flow or this trigger, whatever it is that is the template. You really should make it your own. And then once you've done that, then you can never have to worry about it again. That's going to require you to build the template smarter. But I digress. This is a really fun feature to be able to understand the current time. That's something ChatGPT cannot do, guys. Try it. Ask ChatGPT, what time is it right now? It's going to tell you, I don't know. But all of our chatbots are going to be able to understand the time and be able to do beneficial, positive things with that information. So let's see, where else do we want to go to? Hit back here. My internet's going crazy, and I'm very impatient. Along with the get time and get the weather, we've got other fun things here in the starter kit and by default on new accounts. We've got the welcome message, still the same essentially, but I did get rid of that annoying missing space there, which was always drove me nuts. But that's fixed. Collect data. I've adjusted this. This is going to look a little funky to some of you guys. This is the traditional rule-based way to collect data. And your goal here is to really understand, I can easily add new blocks and new elements to add new value to this funnel, of this flow, right? And so in this case, to work with this, I'm going to click on the block here. We see here, this is please confirm your first and last name. Now, here's something to understand, especially if you're new. You see all these text elements here. You don't want the bot in this case to just ask all three of these things in a row without the user giving a response in this format. And so if you look, you can type your text here for your user to see, and then you see awaiting reply. That's how you know your chatbot's going to wait. So we're looking for them to confirm their first and last name. When I click edit, I can see that the reply type is text, and the response is going to be saved in a custom field. And then in this case, it's a system field called full name. And so this is unique because we're going to take the name that they give us extract it into first and last. And so they just have to give their name once instead of breaking it down into first name, last name. Some cases you might need to, but we do it for you here. It's very handy in my opinion. Confirm your email. And so again, it's going to wait for the answer. And so I'm going to explain this too. The reply type is email here, right? Here's all of our choices. We're looking for the email. So the chatbot is going to act in a rule-based manner. And if the user replies with something like, my email is ryan@aol.com, even though ryan@aol.com is an email, it's not going to accept that answer because we want just the email. So when you are looking at the automation side of things, you have to have the data coming in a specific certain way. No matter if you're using an API call or something like Zapier, it's got to come in an expected way. And if it doesn't, you're out of luck. It's not going to work. And so that's where rule-based chatbots have actually been so beneficial. But again, if they give you something that you're not expecting or looking for, they're going to get a message like this, which you can customize. Sorry, what you've entered is not what we're looking for. And so that's annoying. You can also choose to show a skip button or not. You can make that skip button say anything, but you're giving it's basically a way out. A new feature that we just added here. In the case you're using the rule-based system, which I've got a feeling, unfortunately, this is a brand new feature, but I think most people are going to gravitate to using ChatGPT triggers. This is just my suspicion. But in the case that you need to go this route, you could say, okay, if they screw it up, the user, more than twice, just let them keep going down the flow. Or maybe you make it 20 times and then you let them go, whatever. That's your prerogative. Or you could choose a number of minutes, which this is a feature I'll show you that'll be really important soon enough. But let's close out of here for now. That's collect data. And this is the one I'm probably most excited for. The AI summary. This is the thing that is going to probably, no joke, I can't imagine this flow right here, I believe alone, for the most part, is a $500 a month mini SaaS and charge on top of usage for Twilio or whatever provider you're going to use for phone calls if you're integrating there, which I'd highly recommend. This is such a beast mode flow. And I know that it looks crazy because it's one block. That's what makes the smartest flows, in my opinion, the best flows. Short, simple, concise, yet this is doing so much. All right, what's going on, Tim? And advertiser media, my man, that dude's going to blow up on YouTube. You heard it here first. Crypto Eric, what's going on? Yes, it sure can, Tim, it sure can. That's a great point to make. But check this out, guys. So this is what Tim pointed out is, let's look at that actually. It's a good thing to understand, not to get too rigmarole here. I'm gonna go back into this flow. And so say, for example, that the user just stops. If they stop and don't do anything else, if we enable the auto skip in a matter of, let's say, 10 seconds, they've not given me this information, what I can do here is say, okay, I'm going to go here and say, maybe I'll use text. I'm going to say this. Hey, buddy, are you still there? Question mark. And then I'll add here something like continue. And then I can have my button do whatever I needed to do. That's exactly right. So in that case, we're waiting again. We've asked them for the email. They don't get to go to the next step until they've provided the email. When we click this edit button, as you can see here, I've enabled this. After 10 seconds, they're snoozing, they're losing. I'm going to go ahead and skip to the next part of the deal, or I'm going to go off to the next flow, or a different part of the flow, and ask them, hey, you still there? Let's go back to what we were looking at before. AI summary. This right here, people are going to say this is nothing. This is so gangster. What is happening here? Let's explain. we are going to just go ahead and imagine ourselves understanding that the conversation, whatever that was, on whatever channel that was, the phone call, Facebook, web chat, whatever, they're all the same in our system. What's happening here is we're telling the chatbot that you're a helpful assistant for this account. You're following a user's conversation with the AI assistant, your business name, which you would type here. So Ryan's Restaurant, please capture and evaluate and derive insights from the interaction. This process is essential for refining user experience across all channels. So you can adjust this how you like, but this is your system prompt. It's basic. Here's the magic. Y'all don't even know what y'all are seeing right now. This is so gangster. So the user message typically is just going to say last input, because based on your business information, your system prompt, the last input is going to be the question to the bot. And so based on what you've provided up here, this is giving back an answer that's appropriate. But in this case, what we're doing is we're using the AI not to respond to a user or a customer. We're not using the AI to do that. We're going way big here. What we're doing is we're doing a specific task, and we're letting the world's best artificial intelligence do it for us. And so what's happening is, again, the job of the bot we've defined here is to evaluate the conversation at hand, whatever it's looking at. Here, we've provided, this is a method that OpenAI recommends on their documentation called show and tell. We're showing and telling the bot exactly what we want it to do. And so in this case, we've named this the live chat notifications template. We're telling the bot as the user to use this following structure. So we're gonna, if we have the information, it'll be filled in. The name, email address, phone number, the channel, the number of times the person has called, the department it's related to, call classification. Then we're going to summarize that entire conversation that the user and the chatbot had. And then this has been my favorite thing to understand and see, the AI's recommended next step or examples. And so this is what it would look like filled in. And so this is just a simple, basic recommended action that, of course, I generated this with ChatGPT, because why not? Send Jane a detailed product specifications via email and schedule a demo for next Tuesday. This is the recommended action from the AI based on the conversation. This is nuts. And so it works amazingly well. You can adjust this however you'd like. This is, again, coming standard with every account. You're going to have the ability to have AI look back at any conversation on any channel and have a custom, super intelligent entire summary plus recommended next steps and plus whatever else you build in sent back to you or your client. This is incredible. You're going to save the data that OpenAI sends here into a custom field. We have it called Send AI Summary. It's going to save. We hit continue. The next step, and this is the last part, this is an action called Notify Admin. Notify Admin is just me as an admin, and the text that it's going to send to me, in which it's notification, is that custom field that was just generated from OpenAI. So do you understand what just happened here? The conversation between the AI and your customer has been going on. Maybe it's been on Facebook, maybe it's been on a phone call. Maybe it's been 5 minutes, maybe it's been 5 questions. Either way, you triggered this flow. The AI is going to check it out, summarize the whole thing, provide recommended next steps, and then send it to you as an admin based on what channel you want to be notified. So let's check to see how you can verify what you've set up. So we'll get the notification, and let's see where we'd have it sent in this case. Oops. I'm going to go to settings here, admin, manage, and I can see here I'm the only admin because this is a brand new account. Edit, and boom, here's the email that I used to sign up with. So I'd be getting an email notification in this case. So if I send myself this flow, it'll automatically just jump and send my way. Now, what's really cool is we have a new trigger in our tools section here. Let's go to our triggers and actions. We'll click add, and we'll say Convo ended. In this case, let's go ahead and specify that this is the phone channel. So when the conversation is ending, right now, look what we've got here. Boom, call ended. Call ended, action, start another flow, and the flow is going to be AI summary. Bam, activate. Oops, I didn't hit activate. Activate. Now it's done. So now when a excuse me, when a call is now completed from this account's number that we've set up from Twilio that took less than 2 minutes, immediately this is going to trigger a flow to summarize that conversation and then send it to me via email. So I'm going to be able to see how the AI sees the conversation, sees a quick summary, and then I'm going to be able to see recommended next steps. This is insanely huge. And that's built right into every single account. Let's go back in and check out the last few. So we've got the get weather and get time, which again, you can adjust however you'd like. And we've got the clear conversation flow. Let me explain this one. So when you're dealing with OpenAI, let's just make a new block here. So here's just a new block. I'm going to click inside the block, go down to actions and click OpenAI here. If I'm going to use an OpenAI block, I have the ability to select, if I choose advanced, do I want to remember the prior conversation within my response? In this instance, we have it defaulted to be yes, because that's going to, in generally, going to give a better conversational experience. In the case you're using an AI action to do something specific, so you've got a list of names that you have to compare someone's answer against, you might not want to have that turned on. You can just turn it off. But either way, if for any reason you're updating your prompts or you're updating AI in any way in the system and it doesn't provide the result that you expect after your update, the number one thing that is going to solve the problem is to understand, A, is the conversation history turned on, and B, if it is, I need to send myself this flow, and I can do it that way or right from the inbox itself. I can just click here and go clear conversation, boom. And now when you ask your chatbot, what was the last thing I said, it's going to say, I have no idea. Okay, so let's do this. Let's create a brand new, well, I don't know. This is just such a brand new account, and I've already connected to Twilio. So like, this is just what's nuts. I'm going to delete the last little test conversation I had to make sure I was all good. Delete the conversation here and delete the one here. And what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to just call the chatbot. So at this point, there have been 0 changes to anything in the account. This is a brand new account. There's been no changes except on this welcome message. You're going to have a button, I believe, that I've included that says like sign up. You can't have that on for the phone channel to work exactly the same. So what do I mean by that? Let's just go ahead and show you. We'll make it brand new account, newbie, a newbie account. And so when you go to your flows, here are all of these individual flows I just explained and showed to you. On your welcome message here, I've got a button that says sign up. This is for you to change how you want to be perfect for your welcome message. You could just click it and delete it, but you should change the URL at the minimum. Otherwise, a lot of people will be signing up for me from your welcome message, and you don't necessarily want that. That's not the intention. I was just showing you how I would set it up. So I do want to point that out for you watching this that are like going to go step by step. For your phone channel to work immediately, all you would need to do here in this case, boom, now it's working. If you have that button on, it won't work when you go to set your welcome message. What do I mean by that? Well, I'll go here and show you. So again, here are those same flows. The welcome message is what we want to be concerned with right now. Once you've gone into your channels and gone into your voice and your SMS integrations here, you're just entering in your Twilio ID and token, and then selecting the number that you've purchased. Like, that's $1.15 a month, as I showed in the video that we just posted this morning. The phone channel is unique, and you must make sure it's going to be set to here. You must make sure after you connect, it won't be visible until you connect, that you set that welcome message. Once you do that, you're Gucci. AI guy sounds really funny from this default voice, and I've not integrated with 11 Labs yet with this account because obviously it's brand new. So what I'm going to say, instead of this saying page name, just because I've tested this just a minute ago, I'm going to say Ryan's Resort and Hotel on the Beach. How can we help? All right, cool. So this is my welcome message. It is essentially same thing as a brand new account. Just words are swapped around and changed a little bit. I'm going to call the number so you can see how the inbox is working. And then I'm going to show you how the text messages are working. And I think you guys that are like really going to be qualified to understand this is your whole deal right here. This is your best friend. You'll just get it immediately. But let's see. I think we'll just go ahead and do it. So I'm going to click on call here. I'll go on my phone and I'm going to scan this QR code here. Bam. And I'm speaker.
Hi, welcome to Ryan's Resort and Hotel on the Beach. How can we help?
I don't know. What can you help me with?
I can help you with a variety of tasks. Here are a few examples. 1. Provide information on various topics. 2. Answer questions about current weather conditions. 3. Assist with finding and booking flights, hotels, or restaurants. 4. Help with organizing and managing your schedule. 5. Provide recommendations for movies, books, or music. 6. Assist with basic math calculations.
So she's going to go on for a minute, as you can see. This is ChatGPT, y'all, talking. I've given Chat no instructions. This is pretty cool.
10. Connect you with a human agent for further assistance. Let me know what specific task you need help with, and I'll do my best to assist you.
Hey, what time is it right now?
It's 10:41 a.m. on Wednesday, August 30th, 2023.
All right, I really appreciate all the help.
You're welcome. I'm here to help anytime you need assistance.
Watch this.
Let me know if there's anything else I can assist you with. Have a great day.
Yeah, by the way, my name is Ryan, just in case you wanted to know that.
Thank you for sharing your name, Ryan. It's nice to meet you. If you have any other questions or need further
I'll try one more thing.
Feel free to ask.
Matter of fact, take down my phone number and my emails. My email's Ryan at AOL, phone number 843-505-1657. And we're gonna see if this is gonna land in the summary. I think it is. All right, so the call just ended there. I think I mashed the button. It did, matter of fact, grab the information here. So let's refresh and let's check something. So very cool. So I see the last message here. I see the email here not filled in. Phone numbers filled in by default. All of this information is filled in by default. These are the custom fields. This is like basically the output. See, it's 10:41 a.m. That is what it responded to me. Where at? Somewhere over here to right here. So now watch this. This is where it gets fun. I'm going to, let's first of all, let's do this. Let's go to settings because I do have my text messages installed. So what I'll do is I'll hit edit. I'm going to add my phone number here. Golly, this is too much fun, I swear. I know that 99% of YouTube out there, and I am not a YouTuber. Don't ever claim to be or want to be. I just want to help people understand how to use this stuff. I believe that they would think this is the most boring thing of all time, but this is so awesome. I swear. All right, so what's going to happen now? This is the email, which this is like a throwaway email, but this is my real phone number. So I'm going to send the AI summary. I should get it in both places. It's more convenient for me to show you guys if it comes through via text. So let's make that happen. Let's click here. Oh, and I see exactly what it did. We went ahead and assigned me to the inbox there because of the instructions that are kind of built in. So what I'll do here is now send the AI summary. You cannot send anything with the voice channel, but here you'll be able to with SMS. And because after we generated the text that we want from OpenAI, in most cases, like 99% of the time, that text you're generating is going to be sent to your user because you're going to use the OpenAI action, then boom, right underneath it, you're going to use the text block and just paste in that custom field. But in this case, the AI summary, what do? We generated the text and then we used the action to notify admin. And so in this case, that text that was generated is going to be sent to us, the admin, in whatever way that we've allowed from that settings page that I was just on. So let's see, I should have a text here pretty much any moment. And I'll also look for that email. So this will be a fun thing to see here. Let's go ahead and refresh. I might even be able to read it. Boom, I can just read it from here. And it's not even reached my cell phone just yet, but I can read it from right here actually. Check it out. So it's saying Ryan, so let's look. It's saying, I can see it in the bottom right hand corner. You know what? I'll just open up the email so that we can all read it together and not be like crazy people, because it's not that difficult to open up the daggone email. Ryan, let's see if we got any questions out there. Next level, yes, that is for sure. I agree, Tim. That's next level, man. What we're doing here. I mean, the use case in enterprise level industries is insane to think about. Like these guys, they hire teams to analyze the data. You've just replaced the entire teams, and not to say we all are just wanting to replace teams, for example, but what is going to be true, let me just sign into this email. What is going to be true is the AI is going to assist these teams until they don't. I guess that's definitely going to be true. The AI is going to be so good that, like, how many steps can you really get to before the human is needed is going to be like the real question that we're going to have to figure out the answer to. All right, so we're checking the email here. We're not going to confirm this thing. And AI guy, here we go. So boom, here's the summary. Oops. I'm going to do a little screenshot here. All right, screenshot, and I'll pull it right up on the screen that you guys can see. And I think we'll get ready to hang it up here. All right. So here is the screenshot. Oops. Let's get it from this side. Boom, boom. All right. So do you see what we've done here? In this case, we're looking at a screenshot. I can't fit the whole thing. And this is with no adjustment from the template itself. So like it's designed for you guys to go in and actually make your own adjustments so that it actually does something beneficial for you. But what happened here, it did know the call count, which is funny enough. The department is not known. The classifications answered. So that's what the AI classified it. On your account, you need to like kind of tell it what do you want it to classify things as, like give it options and it'll work. So look, Ryan asked for the current time and expressed appreciation for the assistance. No recommended actions required. Like this is solid. This is solid enough for me. what we've been seeing in actual use when you're having real conversations, y'all has been mind blowing. There are several accounts right now that I've it's either our account, our direct account that we've had for a long time, or it's close to me, advanced user trying to just understand what can I do to level up, level up, level up. Well, as I figure out brand new ways to use this technology, I'm happy to share every single thing that I know with you guys. Now, I don't necessarily want the whole world knowing exactly how we're doing everything if they're not a part of our subscribed click, but in general, like, I just want to share the things that I learn as I learn them, and I'm grateful because I've learned from so many of you. Taught me a lot of things, and we all think a little bit differently, but this is something that, like, I've taken. It's in the wild, meaning like it's producing, and I've built on top of this in massive ways. And so last night, after speaking with someone who's pretty well known in the chatbot game, I was like, man, I just got to go ahead and just level up somehow again, just for everyone's sake. Let's just see what gangster thing can we add. And so these built-in flows, this is what we've got. So let's just again look at a brand new account coming in with web chat, and let's call this the last demo, right? The last demo here. Brand new account. I can go right in. I've done nothing. I can go right into settings, channels, and I can go to web chat and manage. And I'm going to go ahead and select the welcome message. Let's go ahead and, yeah, sure, let's hide the header. Let's change the color to black, and let's use template number 1, which is my favorite. Copy. Now we've got the link right on our clipboard to a full page web chat experience. We see our black color here, and we are, well, where'd my little deal go? I was expecting my welcome message, baby. Where's my welcome? Let's make sure we're Gucci. Oh, here, I see what the problem is. Pause. Can I open it up? I've got it actually blocked here. There we go. Boom. So there we go. That's what I was expecting. My little Safari blocks everything. So here we've got, hi, welcome to the last demo. How can we help you? And so I'll say, tell me a story about a chatbot that could, similar to Thomas the Train, the little engine that could. I believe that's what it is. Listen, I've got a 9-month-old. Baby stuff's just all in my brain right now. All right, so tell me a story about a chatbot that could, similar to Thomas the Train, the little engine that could. Let's see what we're gonna get back. If we get something back here, we might have just been rejected by our system. No, we weren't rejected. So let me explain. That would took about 1/10 of a second longer than I expected, but the reason for that is this is a giant piece of text. And so now I'm going to say, watch how fast this one comes back. As quickly as you can, tell me if the story you just gave me is true or false. And watch how fast the answer hits back. Bam, told you. False. So I just got an idea. I'll show you one more insane thing that we basically learned that we could do. And I'm going to use ChatGPT to do this because this is how I love. I mean, the workflow is good enough, I guess. I like the workflow enough. It's going to make me sign into all the things, isn't it? We'll sign in, and I'm going to do this. Provide a templatized quiz format for 10 questions that are individually asked and answered from an assistant/user perspective, and with the assistant's response along with verifying if the answer is correct or not. Provide the current score of correct answers out of 10. And I said templatized I made up this word, I think, templatized. It should be in the dictionary if it's not. They've got everything else in there. All right. What I'm going to do here is say provide a templatized quiz. I just made this thought up in my head just now. Quiz time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to train our bot right now. I've not even done this. I think it's going to work perfectly though. I'm going to make this quiz in real time, just using the default reply. And so on another day, at another time, what we'll do is we'll look at how ChatGPT triggers can actually save the information to the user's profile. But in this case, I just had this idea, and that's all we need, I think. We're just going to use 6. So quiz time. I'm going to take 5 of these deals right here. I have so much fun with this. It is true. I'm going to go over to my integrations, and what should we make the quiz on? If anyone, someone asked, how does it compare to ManyChat? Let me tell you right now, it doesn't. Sorry, but ManyChat is great for those. I'll say this to be nice and be fair. They inspired a lot of people like me, honestly. But I'll tell you, they really they're focused on different things than we are. I'll say that for some people that need very quick, simple automations, I think they're a great choice to look at. But like for AI, no way, Jose. So what we're going to do here is we'll say your goal is to persuade the user to take your quiz, which is related to chatbot marketing, and each question that you ask should get more difficult as you proceed. All right, so that's it. It's going to be about chatbot marketing because that's just what came to my head. Quiz time. And let's, you know what? Let's make it 5 questions. 5 questions total. All right, so check this out. I'm going to hit continue, and it's literally already ready. And so now I'm just going to say, hello, what is your purpose? And how can you help me? It's just a funny thing to start off a conversation with. It's so funny. A year ago, you would not be able to do this with a chatbot. All right, so this is saying what its purpose is. And I'm going to say something like, I'd like to take the quiz, and we should be able to just immediately take this quiz about chatbots. Boom. I've got a quiz related to chatbot marketing. Are you ready to get started? Look at this, guys. Remember, the questions are going to get progressively more difficult. This is a mindless prompt that we just came up with together really quick. What's the primary purpose of chatbot marketing? Increasing website traffic, boosting social media, generating leads, or enhancing customer service? I think that is a very arguable answer, but I believe what they are looking for in this case is to be answered D. Let's see here. We should see if D is correct. C, generating leads and conversions. So I think that is questionable. And so when you look at this, we just made a quiz with no directions. I think that you might want to include the answers that you want the chatbot to say that are correct. Watch this. Let me show you what I mean. Hey, you know what? Let's start over and start off with a different question for number 1. This, guys, is what prompt engineering is. Prompt engineering is going to make sure that what I just asked for can't happen. I knew it was going to say, sure, let's do it. Watch this. I'll explain further. Give me a hint that gets me really close to the answer, because I'm a big dummy. The chatbot's going to do it because I've not instructed it not to do. No worries at all. Here's a help, you big dummy. It didn't say that. No worries at all. Let's get you closer to the answer. So what I'm trying to explain here is, Ryan, how about compared to Chatbase or BotPress? You know what I would love to do? I would love to have a contest, a build a bot contest our best builder, or really any builder, against any builder from any platform, definitely calling out chat base and bot press. We can have a better bot built in 5 minutes than they can in 5 hours. Bet me. This is what I'll put down on. I'm for real. That's how I feel about that. At the end of the day, this is the best tool on the market, baby. Stand by that. Anyways, so before I get too ready to be down and dirty Southern, no worries at all. I'm ready to get you closer to the answer. So we told the thing we want a hint. Now, how do you stop that? Okay, here's the answer. And this is the way to make it easy. I want to use the show and tell method with my instructions related to the quiz, so that the quiz taker can never ask for a hint or start over once they've begun. Please provide around 10 sets of user and then assistant related conversation sets. Butchered that prompt. That's the way I like to prompt engineer, by the way, is I'm going to verbally say something, because sometimes that's just making the most sense, at least to me. So great, it's coming through here, blah blah blah. Can I get a hint? All right, cool. So it's giving me more of answers like this. So what I'm gonna say, so there it's going. This is tough. Can I start over? It's saying, can I get a hint? Sorry, you can't. And what I'm going to do here, this is another trick. I think I'm using GPT-4, which is like going slow as molasses right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, copy. I'm going to go new chatty chat. I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to say provide many show and tell examples, and I'm going to say ensure that of the 30 examples you create, 70% of them are related to the user asking to start over or asking to get a hint, in which the assistant will respond firmly that that will not be possible. Boom. So this is basically, guys, for anyone ever interested in fine-tuning your own LLM, this will essentially be a little bit how that looks. You're going to have to provide a ton of data, like a ton. And so when you don't have it, this is the best way that I found to generate this while not violating terms, because this is a thing that is, you're getting in a real gray area when you're doing something like this to make your own language model without the authority of the engine in which you're using. That might sound crazy, but just understand a little bit what you're doing. If you're doing something, this is more advanced. It's going to say, I'm going to say, provide 30 different examples and make 90% of these examples related to things that a student could ask that we would not want the chatbot to oblige during a final exam scenario. All right, cool. So again, it's going to bust this down, give us some really good stuff. We're going to take this and throw it right into the prompt. That's how we do it. We're also going to do something else, since I just thought of this. I'm going to say, we'll make it interesting. Here we go. Great. Now provide 5 chatbot marketing quiz questions in a simple, logical format, maybe a table of question showing the multiple choice answers and then defining which answer is correct. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to understand like as the so look here. The options. So all right, let's give it some more love here. For the options, I need you to include options A through D, and then ensure that on the third column where you've defined the correct answer, that not all answers are going to be B from the user's perspective. I'm going to just go ahead and capitalize this B. Boom. All right, so now they're going to look at that. And this is a little, I'm going to say try again. I see the little break symbols there. It didn't look good. Or did they disappear? That's never happened before. How fun. So look, you see, they've got the break HTML there. But here, okay, so I'm gonna tell them that. Sometimes this works, sometimes it doesn't. You're including the HTML symbol for line break. Don't do that. That's a no-no. Recreate this table and don't do that again, or you're fired. You know, sometimes you just got to put the heat on these AIs, you know. And it still didn't listen, man. So watch. What we'll do here is we'll say whatever. We're just going to put that there. It's all good. Just that format's fine. All right. We're going to run through these rules. And I'm going to go there. Boom. All right. So now watch. We'll go in and I'm going to extend this out. And I'm going to say, boom, 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 paste. And then I'm going to go in and grab which part? This part, I think. Boom. I'm going to say this too. These are the quiz questions that you must use. But with every new user who takes the quiz, switch up the order in which you ask the questions, but always ensure that you are judging for correct accuracy based on the word bank / answer bank. Totally off the dome. Freestylingprompts.com. I'm totally buying that when I get off of here. Don't none of y'all buy that. Freestylingprompts.com. Okay, let's see, is this where we need to go? Oops. Boom. I'm trying too much here. Answer bank. Just make sure I'm doing everything correct. But always ensure that you're judging for the correct answer. Judging for accuracy. Yeah, judging for correct accuracy. All right, so yeah, saying always ensure you're in judging for correct accuracy based on the word bank and answers. And so then I'm gonna hit colon, boom, Control V to paste that last bit that was in ChatGPT here. So I got all these examples, pasted it in there. So this is showing and telling. And then boom, I've got the actual questions and answers. I see something about ice cream in there. It's funny for the chatbot. So I'll hit continue. And then to make sure that I'm going to get the best quality test, I'm going to clear the conversation. Now when I'm back here, I'm going to say, what was the last question I asked you? And we're going to jump after this. What was the last question I asked? It's going to say, as an AI, I have no idea. After, okay, boom. So it usually will get that answer right for a long time, unless you've cleared the history or you've got know the conversation on or off. All right, so here I'm going to say, let me take the quiz. All right, and so now we should get our first quiz question here. All right, boom. So I'm glad. What's the purpose of a chatbot? So look here, we've got generating random answers, automating customer interactions, sending relevant advertisements, creating complex algorithms. And so the answer I do know here, which is, remember, different in our first question, this will be B, automating customer interactions. Okay, that's correct. All right, verification correct or correct B, so we're good. All right, so now we're gonna say, what's the next question? Let's ask them. What is the next question? Let's see if it tells me question 2. Boom, question 2. How do they enhance customer engagement? By making coffee, by sending emails, by replacing customer interaction, by speaking in binary code. Let's put C. And I'm going to say, don't forget to tell me my answers related to my current score. And I think I don't know if we've shown that enough in our examples, but C, replacing current scores. So now let's just test what I really wanted to try. I'm going to say this. Can I start over? This is the thing that we really worked on. Can I start over now? It should not fail at this. Let's see. Boom. That's exactly what I wanted to see. Sorry, you can't start over. Now let's check. We get a hint. Well, you're super mean. Will you at least give me a hint? Well, I think it knows what I was going to say, hint. I apologize. I'm here to assist you. I can't provide hints during the quiz. I'm confident you'll do great. Give it your best effort. All right, so we do have, like, perfect, the fact that it's not going to let us cheat. So now if we just go ahead, just because I'm not going to let this ride, I'm going to say back to ChatGPT. I'm going to say, now provide 10 examples of this format being filled in appropriately. Right, so boom. Should give me a bunch of examples that actually are filled in correctly. Right, so bam, perfect. So now I'm going to go ahead, grab that data set, and what do you think I'm going to do? Go right into, oops, yeah, that was correct actually. Integrations here, edit, and I'm going to add this bad boy right here. Boom. So continue. All right, now let's clear the conversation. So watch this. I'm going to prove my last point. I'm going to say this. What was my last question to you? It's going to get the answer correct. Can I start over now? Which was correct. Great. Okay, fair enough. What was my last statement? That was actually the true answer there, smarty. And then it did, boom, you're super mean. Give me a hint. So again, here, when I go and clear that conversation, the conversation is not being cleared at all, that we see in the inbox. But what's happening here is our connection with OpenAI, we're just like Men in Blacking them, like Men in Black, like poof, your memory's blank the last hour. Like that's what just happened. So I'm going to say hi. And then I'll say, what was my last question to you? I'm just going to say, I don't have the ability to know, or it's just going to say, I don't know. The last question was hi. Watch. Before that, and it's not going to know. Dumb AI, right? Nope. So I apologize. Can you remind me of the time limit for the exam? See, it's totally, that was never asked. This is part of the actual data set though. So that's where I was getting that. So watch, I want to start the quiz, buddy. It's going to do everything I want it to do. Watch, without being GPT-4, mind you. All right. What's the primary purpose of chatbot marketing? Generate random messages, automate customer interactions, sending relevant advertisements, or creating algorithms. Now notice what happened here. It gave me those same questions that we started off with. I do think they were randomized a little bit here. It wasn't asked the same way, but before we did that, it was totally different. We've defined the questions that we wanted the chatbot to ask. And so let's go ahead and hit them with B. And we still didn't get it where we wanted it here, where we got the verification correct or incorrect. I'm going to ask them, was my answer correct? Let's ask and see if it's going to tell us correctly. Yes, your answer is correct. All right, so can I get a hint? Let's hit them with that. So say, no, buddy, you can't. I apologize, can't do that. Okay, then the answer to number 2 is going to be social media. That's what they want us to say, but the truth is, guys, it says, this is why, I would You should probably write the quiz questions yourself, but as you can see, you can have it done. It's going to say what channel can chatbots be integrated into marketing for? Television, yes. QR codes, hello. Social media, duh. Every channel on social media. Billboards. If this isn't a thing yet, it will be, and your car is going to eventually scan it. And then print magazines. See, you don't want me in your class as a teacher, because I'll argue with you, and I'll be right, and I'll be able to prove it all the time, or I won't argue. All right. So social media is what I'm going to say, because that's what they want me to say. Like, I can't imagine they're going to prioritize any of those other channels. Let's see what it's going to tell me here. It should tell me something here. Let's say, yo, you still there? Actually, let's check and see the inbox here. Okay, the answer is going to be social media. I see that. And we don't have another response. I want to be like, yo. And let's see. I wonder if we have hit into, boom. So what happened here? whenever I asked for a hint, you know what happened? It stopped. It's that. So let me explain this. This is insane. What's up, dude? This is insane what just happened, and I think we're gonna close it out. So because we were so strict with our rules, in which I didn't even read any of those rules that ChatGPT made, what just happened here was it stopped the quiz as soon as I asked for the hint. It was like, oops, tell the teacher. That's gonna be what happened when it says conversation transferred. That is what happened. Now, you can alleviate that. Let me share my screen, I guess, one more time, just quick. You can alleviate this. Let me show you where it's saying conversation transferred. What's happening here? You see the conversation. It looks like the bot just like stopped working. But if you click viewed executed actions, you're going to get a deeper story. And so we can see as soon as I ask for the hint, boom, transferred to a human, meaning it's just like, nope, not touching this one. And so it said I'm not going to be able to do that, and then it's not going to answer. If I click here, and I'm going to say, hey, it will respond. Here we go. Bam. I've connected you. So now it's telling me what it's doing. Like it's like scared to talk to me now. But the way that you alleviate this, turn it off, is you go into your integrations here. If you're using the OpenAI default, when you click edit, just turn this guy off. Then it won't happen. We built this in because it's a difficult, and this is kind of what we started with on this, call here. This is, what is this, restream? We built this in because it is a complex task without a button available to allow the user to be transferred without you building in that logic and relying on keywords. We built that in for you. So on your account, unless you click it off like I just showed you, if the user, the customer, asks to speak to a human or to someone, it'll understand that, pause the conversation, and alert you, just like you saw in the email of the AI conversation summary. It'll alert you as an admin, hey, someone needs you. Automation's been paused, human takeover. Guys, I hope this has been a fun one. I'm gonna have to jump now and finish preparing for the hurricane. Let's check any of the other questions we've got here. Do we have a partner plan? We don't have a partner plan, but we do have a special plan coming out on September 1st. We might be able to let a few of you who are kind of already waiting on it join early if you'd like, but it'll be a plan where you can use your own custom domain. A lot of people have been requesting that. We're going to accommodate that. We finished the dashboard. It's stunning, very powerful, and I think it'll be like everything else I hope that we are offering, absolutely top of the class. So for the quiz, can the chatbot create a summary and give you advice or recommendations? Alvin, my friend, like you're right on it, dude. I'm super pumped you asked that question because, man, that's exactly why I'm showing this. What I'm showing you is not any of these perfect scenarios off the rip. It's to legitimately inspire you to create AI systems and workflows and actions that have never been created before, man. And you can do it. What's so awesome about large language models, though, is without knowing and without having to debug every possible line of code and scenario, with just text-based communication, you can tell this thing what to do, and it's gonna most likely be able to do it, man. And it's so mind-boggling what I've seen. There's still not been a day probably that I've not been absolutely stunned at least once or twice per like every 3 hours of the day. That's real. Like, not just once or twice a day, my friend, like multiple times an hour. And not just from my stuff anymore. It used to be, I only would be like mind boggled, blown when I would see my chatbots do something highly desirable but unexpected, for example. But now, what's so awesome is to be able to see you guys sharing with us, or a lot of people just messaging me directly, which is so fun to know people from all over the world now, like I do, which has been like just so incredible. But telling me, I got an email just before I got live. This account has been adamant about they're going to be so big, and they needed a trial extension. And we did minimize because we decided to use or to offer the API again, free of charge for accounts. Not unlimited though. There's a cap, but only the OG early adopters got that unlimited, baby. But there's a generous allowance for new accounts. Put it that way. It'll be tough for you to. I don't sleep. No, I don't, Alvin. It'll be tough for you to hit that limit. But if you do, we'll reach out to you. It's insane what you're able to do. That's really what I'm going to leave that at. You can really think it and do it and just write it out. And now there's just no barriers. There's nothing to slow you down. It's a great time to be in AI. So what's up? I just wanted to say you've got the best bot software on my man. And I'm waiting on your YouTube videos, bro. This guy's gonna blow up. You remind me. So I'm gonna give you guys one piece of advice here I think will benefit you big time. Okay. What I'm gonna say is this: just because you can doesn't mean you should, right? What do I mean by that? When you're looking for your maybe it's not your first client, maybe it is. I think you should go all in, go big. There's a big difference in going after a client like a restaurant or a hotel, for example, that is a independent, one location place. And shout out to all of those business owners and entrepreneurs that own this sort of establishment, because you guys absolutely are the ones that are so forward thinking. And a lot of you guys are do-it-yourself minded people. Like, you don't want to be a chatbot expert, but you can write a Word document so you could make something that works for your business well enough. Those business owners are using the software. A lot of them are. Well, when I say they are, like, a very small percentage, obviously at scale, but the ones that are really about it, the ones that can do things on their own and like to roll up their sleeves, which is not the majority of business owners. I don't feel like, unless the thing is in their lane. Nobody wants to be a chatbot person unless they want to be a chatbot person. This is kind of the deal. But some of these independents totally have the capacity and capability and skills to create a quick down and dirty chatbot that works. You could also sell to these businesses that have one location. But here's the problem with that. As an agency, you're looking for a restaurant in your town. Whereas if you looked for, just Google it, restaurant management group, restaurant hotel management group, restaurant ownership group, hotel ownership group, something like this, restaurant management group for sure. Any city USA. I don't know about it in the country, or excuse me, in the world, but at least in the USA, all day long, baby. And what's the difference here? The difference is, when you're going after a restaurant management group versus just a single restaurant that is not a part or affiliated with other locations, number one, the single unit likely is not going to understand or value your marketing, your time, your expertise, and what the end result is. They probably just won't even understand it. This is just the facts. There's no way around it. That said, a restaurant management group that's going to have a portfolio of like 6, 7 locations all day. They probably have a marketing person working for the group that's overstretched, overworked, and like needs automation. And so what happens? They've got 7 locations. They're going to hit you if they give you a shot. If your pitch is good, which it should be, you should be able to make an insane, awesome demo bot with the bot simulator that we offer, just straight up. But with just a little bit of copy and pasting from their website, like we've done many times. But you come in and be the hero, or use your services to enable that person or someone within that organization to be the AI hero. You guys do that, I promise you, they're going to do one of two things. They give you the best performing location or the worst performing location and say, we're going to set you up with a softball, hit a home run. And what do you know? You might have the rest of the organization the following month. This is what you should shoot for. Or they give you the scenario, here's the location that really needs some help. You show some, work here, you show some return here. So no brainer to give you the rest. So you still talked, for the most part, probably to one person, but that one person, that was the representative of the single location restaurant or hotel or whatever the business is, versus that person, the representative of the restaurant management group. This is a different ball game. This is a different life. And so that is something that learn from my, not mistakes necessarily at all, because I've done both things. I've done restaurant groups, single restaurants, large enterprise manufacturers, you name it, politicians, you name it. But what I found, as far as like what most agencies are going to want, this is something to avoid, at least if you want to have reoccurring revenue. If you just want to be here's my build fee of deuces, some people are like that. For me, I think that's a little short-sighted, because you've just done so. You've like, your DNA is built on this thing now. You could try to get as much reoccurring as you can, is my advice. But either way, thank you. Whatever the questions do we have, man, you guys are awesome. Y'all are making me blush up here, man. Quit playing. Don't make Ryan blush. But I do really appreciate all the feedback that we get, the good and the critical, because there's quite a bit of that where there wasn't originally. I welcome everything. Bring it on, because it's going to make us better. Any platform or any bot builder that's not part of our clique, I will happily sponsor a build a bot contest, like drop $1,000 or $2,000, something like that, as far as like competition money, make it interesting. All within like legal boundaries, obviously here. But man, I would love to do that. I would love to have any of our builders go against any of these other platforms or other competitors. I am confident we would. I'll end with one little story here. So check this out. Might not look like it, but Ryan used to be an elite baseball player back in the day. Hopefully my dad's watching this thing. And the baseball team, doesn't matter the sport, the baseball team that I was a part of, we absolutely were the best. I mean, we would literally shut down tournaments. They saw that we were coming on. They don't want to play us. The tournament's either going to shut down, or they just tell us we can't play. This happened so many times as a child, like 12, 13, 14 years old, and right before high school. Then you're on the high school baseball teams, all that fun stuff is kind of over. The little league stuff, I guess. But it felt good to know that we were like basically so gangster, teams didn't even want to play us. Like, we play up in certain cases, right? The reason for that is our coaches or instructors, whatever, they ingrained into you. There's no reason for you to even walking onto that field is a waste of your time, unless you think in your mind, whether you are or not, you got to think that you're the best. If you don't think you're the best, you're wasting everyone's time here. And this was the mindset that, as a team of all the different players, there's many players on this team, at least more than 20, and you can only have 9 going at a time, right? We all had to have this mentality. And the ones that didn't, we didn't really like. The ones that played, we didn't pay those guys attention. I can assure you, I would bet all those guys are doing very, very well because of that like mental confidence. And I'll tell you right now, all of us that are using chatbotbuilder.ai, we are confidently from day one, from the moment you connect, you're offering something so malleable that with just a few lines in the prompt, you've built something of immense value. This is where people will really see prompt engineering for what it is. Most 99% don't know what prompt engineering is. The ones that have made chatbots here, again, some of these guys have 20 plus accounts, and it's based off of a prompt. All right, guys, I think that's it. So much fun. Let's see, best pain points of experience. Let's see what we got. What are what are the best pain points in your experience? So yeah, I think that's what I wanted to mention. The quote bad clients. You know, the ones that this is work that no one else on the planet is doing right now because it's just now possible. And so you don't want to deal with people that won't appreciate what you're offering. Granted, it must be valuable. And so the numbers don't lie. Your analytics page in the account tells a story. I can't tell you the last time a client of ours has asked for any sort of reporting. This used to be like this used to be a pain point in just digital in general, whether it would be SEO, website work, or social media work. You know, I was never a fan of the reporting. Now, but check this out. Based on the AI summary, you could make a report automatically. You know, how does this work for an agency? How does it not work for an agency? I don't. So as an agency, what you would do is you would understand you've got a static cost that doesn't change. That's very, very low. That is a $49 fee for now. That will definitely go up as time goes on because server costs will increase and all sorts of things like that. We'll have to do that, but think of it like you've got a tool that will allow for so much innovation, so much building, so much customization. You can offer your clients any sort of package you want to offer. And understand the hard cost, which is a hard thing to do with other tools out there. For one thing, to understand that basically the way I see it, these other tools out there that will charge you based on a tiered usage and margins, or as you're scaling, they're going to scale with you, meaning they're going to charge you more. This to me always felt unfair. Excuse me. I meant, how do you have to buy the separate pro accounts just like that? Every account is $49 a month. And so understand that in my experience, I would say honestly, the minimum monthly payment for a done for you bot reoccurring, if I'm going to be doing any sort of work in it within a month's time, I'm charging minimum $250, $350. And so for me, that's a great margin to win on a $50 a month investment. To be able to easily, it should be very easy to include, if you're starting out with a web chat scenario, for example, that's just answering FAQ questions. This is $149 all day. That's about as, I would not even sell anything that low. As a matter of fact, like my hard limit, like, because I knew what I knew in 2020 was like $500 a month. This is what I wanted. And if you didn't want to give me that, then so be it. But that was my kind of like starting point. And if the multi-location client came to fruition, then I'd have some money to play with, because that's one thing to think about too. If you've got a price out there publicly, especially, which I think you guys probably just customize each deal is what I would try to do so it works well. But it's say you have your one play is $149 a month. Well, if you do land a big one, you land a whale, and they've got 30 locations, I assure you, from being on both sides of that table, both sides, I would tell you right now, I wouldn't make a deal with any company, any technology company that didn't give me some sort of deal. Basically, that's the leverage. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I've got 30 accounts and your price is, $149 or $500, either way, I'm going to be asking, as that brand or that business, well, bet I love what you do, but I need a discount, because that's just the way we do things. We're giving you so many accounts. What's it going to be? So like that is something to consider. And so, that's the difference between, a person just getting started and a OG business person really in the game that understands how to price things and how to value things, and that knows their value. Like, that's just something that comes over time, I guess. But it's something that, when you're brand new, you just don't know. So hopefully that helps a little bit. Cool. Well, guys, I think that's all we've got for now. I think that I saw something that 11 Labs did that I thought was pretty inspiring. I'd like to try to not copy them by any means, but mimic this in some sort of way where they have office hours available. And I forget the dude who is making himself available, but they have like a Calendly link or something. I don't want to do a Calendly link, but I'd like to have an office hours that's set every week, at least once a week, for maybe an hour or so, and help you guys out live, but not necessarily on a one-on-one scenario. I'm thinking of the best platform to do this on so that screens can be shared, and you could potentially have a different AI expert from the application, like a power user coming in to help. And we'd be happy to even pay some of you guys. So, nothing's free here, and anyone that's worked with me knows I'm all about that. Happy to pay you guys to be AI experts and just run a room of some sort to facilitate a class or to do question and answers. Matter of fact, we have one lined up with Philip, a good buddy of mine who's been a long-time customer, recent customer of ChatGPT Builder, and he has a therapy office that he owns, and he's a practicing therapist, right? Doctor of some sort. And this guy has this story to tell, and I'll leave you with this. This dude is just opening up his brand new office, gangster office. Just had an event recently, but like a lot of money is being put into this launch that he's running. Many other therapists are in his office. And what very important position do like all of his other, I guess, competitors have that they do not have? That's a huge win. I've got the screenshot to show it. I'm going to make this into a social media post. I do have permission. He'll be a guest. He can help explain. No secretary, no human to answer a phone call, because the AI does it better. The AI does it at scale. The AI does it faster, more efficiently, and he built it. He's one of these business owners I was mentioning before that there are business owners that they do build their own websites and chatbots and stuff. Not most of them. This is very rare, to be honest, but this guy's unique, and he very, very smart dude, very tech savvy. But he specialized with his bot. He's got a lot of experience with tools that I've made. He did all this himself. He came over to the house. I didn't click the mouse once. It's fun to have local clients, but he's asking some questions as we go. But in like 10 minutes, this guy had the perfect chatbot based on his business that we could call, text message, and I didn't even know he was going to do this. I don't push people to do anything necessarily, but he put the chatbot widget on his website, which he's never had. He loves the widget more than anything. But he told me this is I had to share this, and he'll be on here to do an interview, maybe even today if we don't get blown away by a hurricane. He says, if I didn't have the AI, Ryan, I would have had to hire a secretary, and there've already been, before we're like really kicking, there've already been many questions that have come in on the chat and over the phone. And what happens is, this is a very complex question, but I've armed it with the right information in my prompt. And so a human secretary, no matter how good she could be, wouldn't have been able to answer the same question the same way, and most likely would have resulted in hanging up, contacting me or the other doctor that are involved, which that is another task. If they don't answer the phone, now you're waiting on that person to get back with you. When you finally had that information as a secretary to call that person back, now that customer doesn't answer the phone, or the number wasn't taken down, or was mixed up, and now we just got a bunch of unhappy chaos, and nothing's tracked. Nobody's really accountable. And so instead, instantly perfect answers based on exactly how he told his AI employee, aka his bot, to work. And it's like magic. But that's all for now, guys. I could go on for all day, as you can see. But I appreciate that. Sending prayers. Yeah, hopefully this hurricane misses us. It's been a while since we've been hit, but appreciate the thoughts. And all right, guys, y'all have a great day, and we'll see you next time. Peace.